Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Inside Guns with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. Today, I want to take some time, just a few short minutes here, and talk about something that was said in one of my live chats not too long ago. We were discussing AR-15s and how useful they are. Are they good for home defense? Are they good for this? Are they good for hunting? And someone in the chat said, I don't own an AR-15 and I have no reason to own an AR-15 because I live in the city. More specifically, they lived in an apartment and they just didn't think an AR-15 was something that they should have in the city in an apartment. Well, I kind of took exception to this because I do not agree with that statement. Now, I agree that it's not something you need. You'll get through life just fine without it, probably like a 99% chance you'll never even notice you don't own one. But if you want to be prepared, I think an AR-15 or something similar is necessary, even if you live in the city or you live in an apartment. Now, yes, they're not going to be what I would call good for apartment defense. You're not going to use that as your home defense gun. That would open you up to all kinds of problems. I don't like long guns for home defense, period, unless you're having to go outside. Like if you're going out on your property, like going out and checking the barn or, the back 40 or whatever. Then long guns make more sense. But inside, close quarters, etc., not a big fan of long guns for home defense. I consider them more property defense. But here's the thing. There are things that you need to be prepared for that an AR-15 is perfect for, even if you live in the city or you live in an apartment, especially if you live in the city or you live in an apartment. I think people who live in high-density areas should definitely have an AR-15 or similar weapon. Now, when I say similar, and I know a lot of people are going to be mad that he said weapon, it's a tool. No, it's a weapon. That's what it is. Don't play the semantics games of the far left. This kind of weapon is something you need, an AR-15 or something similar. Something that is a designated battle rifle. Not an assault rifle. We're not talking about select fire. You don't need that. If you could have them, great. I'm not a fan of them. Even if they were the same price as, if they were just $100 more than a semi-auto, I'd still have to think about it before I bought it because I'm not that big a fan of full auto. Just to me, it's wasted ammo. Unless I'm part of a squad and I'm laying down suppressive fire, I don't really see much use for it. But here's the thing. You need a battle type rifle. Be it an AR-15, be it a AK-47, or any higher capacity that has higher standard capacity rifle, magazine fed, semi-automatic. Just in case you find yourself in a really bad situation. Natural disaster, etc. Could be anything could happen. Just social unrest, collapse of society. And you find yourself stuck in an apartment in the middle of a city with millions of people, a lot of whom are going to start to take advantage of the weak immediately. You're going to find yourself in a situation where an AR-15 or similar battle type rifle is going to be very beneficial. In fact, it's a must-have. Now, I'm saying that these things are not likely to happen, as I said earlier. You're never going to probably need it, but just in case, it's nice to have it. So I don't agree with that sentiment that, just because I live in the city or live around a lot of, in an apartment, that I don't need a battle rifle. I absolutely disagree. That's when you need it the most, because here's what those are for. I mean, yes, you can hunt with AR-15s. They're perfectly fine for that. And yes, they're good for sporting purposes. They're perfectly fine for that. But where they really shine is defense against other two-legged criminals or varmints. That's where they really come into play. That's what they're designed for. And if you ever find yourself in a bad situation, you are probably more in need of that AR-15 than someone who, say, lives on a farm in the middle of nowhere, or like me, lives in a house in the middle of nowhere on top of a mountain. Because it's not very likely that I'm going to have 500 neighbors that suddenly decide, hey, no law and order, let's loot and pillage. There's not going to be that many people here. Where you live in the city, there's more of those. So if you have to hunker down on your property, in your apartment, whatever, that rifle is essential at that point. That's going to be probably the most important part of your arsenal because you're not hunting with it. So, you don't want like a bolt action rifle. You're not defending against large predatory animals, so you don't want like a shotgun. You're defending against people, and there will be thousands of them around you because you're in the middle of a city. So that's when an AR-15 or similar style rifle comes into play and even gets to be more important. So in some ways, I would say if you live in an apartment inside of a city and you want to be prepared for bad times, an AR-15 is more necessary for you. It's actually better suited for your needs. Because when I see them, like I said, I don't think home defense. I don't think hunting, because I've got better guns for hunting. Now, ARs, like I said, are fine for hunting, but there's better. They're kind of like a generic gun. They're good at a lot of things. But what they're best for is defensive use or even offensive use, if you have to, against groups of people. And I know a lot of people think that's unpopular to say because, people go out and commit mass murders with them. Well, yeah, that's assholes doing asshole things. Cars are great for getting people somewhere fast, but they're dangerous and people can misuse them. AR-15s have a purpose. Battle rifles have a purpose. And if someone misuses them, that doesn't negate the thing that they're best at. They are defensive weapons and sometimes offensive weapons, but like I said, they are meant to protect an individual or group of individuals from much larger numbers. So if you live in the city, like I said, it's probably more necessary that you have one. And like I say, I know that you open a can of worms when you think about things like this, when you think about what AR-15s and what semi-automatic rifles are for. Well, it's just the reality. And those things aren't nefarious. It's just that sometimes people use those things for nefarious reasons or for nefarious ends. That doesn't change what they're made for and the reality of the actual platform. These are defensive firearms. So when you live in a place where you're surrounded by high numbers of people or things that you're going to have to defend against, they become essential. Now, like I said, the chances of it happening are slim, but still, don't you want to be prepared just in case something happens? And I think no matter where you live, and especially if you live in the city, a good battles type rifle, just in case, that 0.1% chance things go bad, it's something you're going to definitely want to have. Like I said, even more so in the city than in the country. So don't think that just because you live in the city, you don't need a battle rifle. All right, everybody, that's it for me today. I know that was a little long, convoluted, and kind of all over the place, but I think everyone gets the point. And like I said, with that, I am done for today. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm glad you came. I hope to see you again tomorrow. Until then, I just want to remind everyone out there to always carry and stay safe until I see you again.